Okay, hello. So today I will show you how to use an multimeter. Okay, I think most of you already know this, but if you want refreshment, you can use this video to view. Okay, so you can see here there is a commonly also multimeter has three probe. Okay, the black probe is always at the com means common. Okay, and this one, okay, if you want to measure current, anything that is related to current, you have to put this. Okay, usually they write whether 10 ampere, and sometimes they have multiple port for current. Okay, so but for others, voltage and resistance, you use this one. Okay, so you can see here voltage, ohmmeter, and for this case milliampere. I don't know why here. Okay, but usually current you have to put at different port, but voltage and resistance are at the same port. Okay, the common is at the center, and make sure the common is usually black. Okay, so that is how. And then how to measure voltage. So you can see here, this is the voltage. Okay, let me turn on this one. Okay, so you have to be careful. So you can see here, this is DC. Okay, DC, and this is AC. If it has waving, V waving means that the AC voltage. If V straight means that DC voltage. Okay, choose the correct one. If you want to measure, for example, 15 volt maximum, so you choose 20. Okay, if you want to measure 21 volt, okay, you choose 200. 20 volt, you have to choose 200. Okay, if not, it will be max out. Okay, you have to choose the value. Okay, and then this one is AC. Of course, make sure if you will measure AC, you have to use AC version. Okay, that is common one. And then resistance. So resistance usually I think it's called omega. This one, ohm symbol. So same as voltage, but this one, okay, you can measure like this. Okay, for example, if you want to measure 1k, you have to set the next highest, which is 2k. Okay, if 20k, you cannot just set to 2k, 20k, you have to set to higher. Okay, 200k. Okay, so when you want to measure voltage or current, okay, you have to turn on the circuit. But if you want to measure resistance, make sure the circuit doesn't have supply. Okay, that is important. If not, you can damage the oscilloscope or damage the circuit itself. Okay, so make sure you turn off and measure the resistance. Okay, if you're during turn on, if the circuit is turned on, you use this one, you can damage many things. Okay, and also you can see here, if you want to check whether the diode is good or not, you can look at 4D symbol, some sort of diode symbol. And this one is positive, this one is negative. You can check. Usually if okay, should be no problem. Okay, so that is the function of the diode. And then this one, like a Wi-Fi signal, this one is for connectivity testing. This one is very useful if you want to make sure your PCB is correct or not. Okay, so you set to this one, connectivity mode. If touch, is produce sound. Okay, if you want to check whether your soldering is good or not, okay, you check between the circuit. If good, means you will produce sound. If not, it's not. Okay, so that is the connectivity test. It's very important to use this. Okay, for current, of course, you have to change this. Okay, but for this one is 10 ampere, so you just change to 10 ampere. And for this case, it only can support DC. Some can support AC, some can support DC. So make sure you use the correct multimeter. But for this kind of multimeter, this one is very low. So this one is just for DC. Sometimes there is just for AC, but sometimes it's for both. That one is much more expensive. Usually it can support both. You don't have to change the knob. Okay, and make sure you change this. And this one during running. So make sure you remember, for voltage and current, you measure during the circuit running. If you for the ohmmeter, the diode test, the connectivity test, you have to turn off the circuit. Okay, if not you can damage the circuit and multimeter. Okay, so there is sometimes a temperature mode, and this one is for testing the transistor. This one I think no need to worry, but you can Google it if you want to learn about this. Okay, for temperature you have to have I think a special knob to use with it. Okay, this one also not covered in the video. So that's it. I hope you can use it properly, because this one is cheap, no problem, but if you use in the lab, that one is almost 2,000 ringgit, and if that damage, probably you have to pay it. Okay, so make sure you use this properly.